What if some of your relationship problems aren't actually relationship problems? You're both exhausted, you're working, you're managing a house, parenting, looking after aging parents.
And there's more. You're trying to eat properly, exercise, stay informed, and answer all those texts.
And somehow find a romantic relationship underneath all of that.
And then one day, one of you says, I don't feel close anymore.
Well, of course you don't. So before we start diagnosing the relationship, let's look at the life that you've built around it. And so today we're going to talk about why exhaustion can sometimes masquerade as a relationship problem.
So grab a pen and let's begin. Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
We are Jeff and Ellen, life and relationship coaches, and today we're talking about exhaustion.
We can often quickly decide that there's something wrong with our relationship if we're not getting along, if we're arguing, if that we're not having sex, if we're just having misconnection, and we can quickly say, uh-oh, there must be the problem between you and I.
Yeah, there's something fundamentally wrong. And this is one of the things that we see with clients too. They don't always like the answer when we say there's less wrong about what's going on in here and more wrong about your overscheduled life.
Sometimes with an overscheduled life, it makes it hard to find each other.
Any relationship that is going to have long-lasting capabilities and have that romantic connection actually requires attention.
Okay, so the first thing we would say is to zoom out, sort of get into the stands, if you will, to look at the ecosystem of your relationship, your couplehood, or if you have kids, your family home life, because that will be really telling on where are we dividing up all of our energy.
And on one hand, you might be feeling quite successful that you're dividing and conquering so much in your day, but it comes at a cost to your relationship and your connection.
So one of the first things is just listing out what are all the obligations that you have or the obligations that I have through the week that is taking our life force, our energy, and our attention. Because that's kind of like the first step. And one of those things might be driving our son to hockey, might be one thing. But in one thing that we add in our life, like who's driving early morning or an after-school hockey, like who's picking them up? Are we both going?
And who's negotiating if there's a carpooling going on? If you can't take them, then you have to negotiate another parent coming to get them.
New season, that means bigger equipment. We have to sell or trade in old equipment. So hockey isn't just one thing. There's a whole infrastructure that goes into making sure one of your children are playing a sport. And oh my goodness, what if you have two children or three and they all love sports?
And then all the other extracurriculars. And then, of course, we love our pets. So what if you have a dog, a cat, a bird, a fish?
All of these things require further attention to take care of them. So it's more than just listing off. It's like, what are the impacts of my schedule for all of these obligations?
And the more we give out to other people, the more we even have less for ourselves. And part of human nature is when I'm feeling depleted and I don't feel like I have the time for my exercise or just to contemplate my life, I'm going to get cranky. And who am I going to take my crank out on? This guy over here.
And so the end result of a busy life, our relationship takes a back seat. Our connection sort of happens when we fit it in. And so our relationship sometimes can get the leftovers. I know that when we contemplate about doing more videos a week, and some people have said to us, like, why don't we do 2 or 3 videos and post more videos?
The algorithm wants more.
We could, but we also recognize that doing more work, more output is going to be at the expense of us. And I know we don't feel good about that. Like
we're so busy with so many other things that we
don't want to put productivity always at the forefront. Productivity can't always be the driving force of our life. We have to find joy now and connection now. If you're wanting to have more connection with your partner, that has to be good energy. Like if I give you just the dregs, the bottom of the barrel energy, you're going to feel it, and I'm going to feel it. And then when we're together or sitting next to each other, maybe I'm half asleep. Like that's not really us connecting. And if I do the low grade, well, let's just watch a show.
Then we're still not connected. We're connecting outward. We're not connecting this way. I don't feel deeper in my connection with you when we do that. I feel like we're just going through motions together. And then when you do that, and it's like we become zombified in our relationship.
Totally. why do you get the least best energy of mine?
Yeah.
Like if you're a priority in my life, then I want to make sure that I'm separating really clear energy for you and I to make this a priority, not everything else. Like, why would laundry take a higher priority over you? But sometimes that happens is that the to-dos of managing a house, we put them faster or higher in priority than other things. And then we're finding each other at the end of the day when we're exhausted. And 9 p.m. is not the best time to find that connection because you're tired, I'm tired, and my patience is really thin.
And it's confusing sometimes because the stuff that you're filling your life with can be really good stuff.
You
Like,
could have lots of great stuff going on.
but good plus good plus good, you have actually an abundance problem of good things going on. It doesn't matter how many good things, we still have a capacity.
Yeah, because a full calendar is a full calendar, and you only have 168 hours to the week. And so where is that getting filled up with? There's also another part to think about, when we are achieving things in our life. Oh, we want to do this. I want to read this book. I want to do this marathon. I want to write a book. We may have all these individual or couple pursuits, but it's really the question, why are we doing this? And for you to check
It's a really
in,
good question to ask.
why are we making this accomplishment, this achievement? Why now this year? But why are we doing it? And do we have the capacity to do that? Like stating, oh, I'm going to run a marathon. Again, there is a whole infrastructure training that I need to do. And if I'm not around the house, it has an impact on you, on what you have to do. And so individual pursuits affect the couple and the family.
So we need things like transition time.
Transition time between, it's not changing, oh, I've done one thing, now let's quickly move to the next thing and the next, because that just fills the day.
And then we don't have time to process. We're not just going out and doing an activity. We're having an entire emotional experience. You have to process all that emotion.
And that takes energy out of your
Yeah.
system. And if you don't give yourself a chance to process that, that becomes an unprocessed event in your day that, oh, well, I don't have time. I got to get in the car. I got to go to the next thing or the next meeting. And then these unprocessed events stay with you and they start building so that by the time the car ride home, getting in the front door or sitting down at the dinner table, you're kind of full. Like I know sometimes I can be so maxed out that it's just, I'm not available to take in because I'm so full of unprocessed stuff. And we don't give ourselves that time to decompress, that transition time. Children definitely need transition time. Having them overscheduled just ends up being a lot more meltdowns at the dinner time.
And so we need more time to sort of pad the events as well in our day. And that's something we don't consider in our schedule. We just go, oh, I can go from here to here. It fits really nicely in my schedule, but it doesn't actually fit as nicely in your ecosystem of the energy you carry in the day.
So,
and then what if we actually have something important to work out between us?
yeah.
Then we're not bringing good energy, we're not bringing patience, and we're like, oh, this is going to take 2 hours. And it might, some big conversation might take hours to work out, but you don't have it to give those issues. You're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Can we do this in 10 minutes?
Yeah, because listening uses up energy, and sex uses energy. Being attentive to doing something together requires some life force, some breath of ours. So
it's not just compliance.
Yeah, it's not compliance. It's not just sitting neutrally without energy on a couch. Like I have to engage with you.
Yeah.
I have to put my attention on you and take you in and listen. And that takes up energy. So that's why end of the night conversations don't really work as well as morning conversations when you've devoted the time to find each other.
So you want to take a look at where do you put into your schedule time for good connection. So family dinner time is a really good time, making sure you're all together rather than eating separately, at least more of the nights a week than not. But what's your weekend routine? Do you wake up together? Do you go to bed together? Do you have periods of the day where you can just walk and talk?
And these are small moments. These are like 5 to 15 minutes. It's not date nights on Friday nights because there's so much pressure for that. But it's how can we find time that our connection is not at the expense of what we're doing.
Yeah, you don't want to put those big events in to be some kind of catch-all for all the time you didn't have in the week.
That's just way too much because I have like 17 things to talk to you about in 1 hour session.
I remember traveling, backpacking through Europe, and I did not want my backpack to get over 30 pounds because I had to carry it obviously everywhere. And so I had this rule that if I were to buy something, it really had to be worth it, and then because something had to get thrown out. If I was
Right.
taking something in, something had to go out because I wanted to maintain a healthy weight for me. And
That makes sense. So like, in your relationship, you know, ship, whatever's in the boat, you can't just keep adding more because it's going to sink the boat.
yes, exactly. And so everything kind of goes through this cost benefit analysis.
Yeah, like if we're going to add something else in our lives, that's going to have a negative impact. So the big takeaway today is connection in your relationship needs somewhere in your schedule for it to happen.
And your relationship may be the thing that's absorbing your busy schedule. So is your relationship really struggling from connection, or is this really just an exhaustion problem? If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button and share this with anyone you think could use this information. And make sure to stay tuned for our next video for more relationship help.
Check it out right up here.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.